During the school board meeting inside the Marion Berry building, some of the resolutions that were passed in the bill included free sustainably sourced school lunches, schools running on 100% renewable energy, curriculums focused on climate change, and improved plans on what to do when a natural disaster occurs. Although winning the regular season conference title is out of the picture, the goal remains the same for the team: adding a third MEAC Conference Championship banner to the outfield wall behind me, and booking an automatic ticket to the NCAA Softball Division I tournament. For Howard NewsVision, I am George Hamilton III. After last year's controversy between Angel Reese of LSU and Caitlin Clark of Iowa in the national championship game, popularity in women's college basketball soared for this season. Vehicle emissions and natural gases are just two of the leading causes of climate change. However, DC public high school students want to change that narrative. On January 17th, the DC State Board of Education passed the Green New Deal for Schools bill, a bill advocated by students. Student organizers from the Sunrise Movement say the bill focuses on issues that they feel need to be addressed.
There are a lot of aspects of the Green New Deal for schools that are really pertinent, and things like infrastructure and climate curriculum are things that I've never really felt like I've gotten the full scale of in my education at DCPS.
During the school board meeting inside the Marion Berry building, some of the resolutions that were passed in the bill included free sustainably sourced school lunches, schools running on 100% renewable energy, curriculums focused on climate change, and improved plans on what to do when a natural disaster occurs.
Like in the nation's capital, this is a great opportunity to set the tone for the nation and prove how important the climate crisis is and how schools are a great environment to take action with it.
With the board's passing of the bill, this now makes DC the second school district nationwide to take up the policy. The bill now goes to the DC Council, who will hear the proposal on March 12th. Although the proposal may not be passed after the first hearing, the students say they will not rest until the council understands how important this issue is to them. For Howard NewsVision, I am George Hamilton III. The Howard University softball team is on pace to have its best season in program history. During the regular season, the Lady Bison currently sit in second place within the MEAC Conference, with an overall record of 29-11 and a conference record of 13-5.
I think that the success of this team comes from us all staying on one mission and keeping the main thing, whether that be working on getting each ball to go forward on the ground or making sure we have no errors and clean games every time.
This season has featured many accomplishments, including a season-opening victory against the Yukon Huskies. They also hosted the Tennessee Volunteers, who ranked 8th in the nation at the time of the matchup. The matchup was the first time Howard played a nationally ranked opponent at home.
I thought that the Tennessee matchup was special beyond the fact of playing them. They beat us 21-1 when we played them last year. So I thought it was a good measure for our girls of we had one bad inning, but otherwise we went pitch for pitch with them.
The Lady Bison have also broken the record for consecutive wins twice this season.
Before the season started, my teammates were from everywhere, so we did team bonding, simple picnics in the park.
Although winning the regular season conference title is out of the picture, the goal remains the same for the team: adding a third MEAC Conference Championship banner to the outfield wall behind me, and booking an automatic ticket to the NCAA Softball Division I tournament. For Howard NewsVision, I am George Hamilton III.
Located in Ward 8 of the district, Berry Farms was established as a settlement for Black people after the Civil War. It became a public housing development in the 1940s, and over time, the neighborhood's Black and low-income populations grew. By 1967, what was once a primarily white community was only 37% white. In 2014, a new development plan was created by the Preservation of Affordable Housing and approved by the District Zoning Commission. The original facilities were demolished and construction began in 2020. Now, the first building is almost complete, but some residents are not impressed.
And Berry Farms was it's a staple in the community. You know where you are if you stay by Berry Farms. But I think there's also even a more deep history here, and that's that Berry Farms was actually purchased by Black folks after slavery. And at the time that they bought it, were working it, the land, doing all of those things. Then the government came back and snatched it up. And so what we've seen now is just a continuation of that.
The new plan replaces the original Berry Farms dwellings and is a mixed-use, mixed-income development. The Asbury and the Edmondson are the first two buildings of the redevelopment, which will have 127 units total for returning residents. The third stage of Phase 1 will include 98 multifamily rental flats with 42 replacement units. Heritage Tree will feature a preserved quadrant of the original dwellings.
And so what you have is, they first renovated the houses on the street that goes down to where the Berry Farms buildings were. All those houses shot up in price. Even today, I don't know most people who could afford to live right there. But as soon as Berry Farms was gone, they did that.
As part of the new redevelopment plan, the residents of the old facility were supposed to relocate to the new housing once construction was complete. But with construction on the first building taking nearly 4 years, many have had no choice but to leave the neighborhood altogether.
I was in DCPS, and so I knew people who lived in Berry Farms, who grew up there, whose community was there, claimed that as their home and was proud to be a part of it. With the change with gentrification, they've been pushed out there in Maryland. And so it's not the same energy, the same vibrancy.
We reached out to the District of Columbia Housing Authority and the Office of Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, current sponsors of this project, and received no response. We also contacted the Preservation of Affordable Housing, the project's lead developer. However, their team declined to comment. While this redevelopment could be helpful to the community, some may find this gentrification harmful. Ward 8's current black population is 86%, but this could change as longtime black residents move out and new white residents move in. For HU NewsVision in Washington, D.C., I'm Jonna Hoskins.